I see why I didn't start the stream from OBS. Wow, that's crazy.
Being just now,
Yep, it's just not going. Let's see if
you do,
I'm.
your present audience is rated D for demented. You do know that at the moment.
My present what?
Audience is rated
Oh,
D for
yeah.
demented. We're not all that shit
Yeah,
hot
we're
up.
all not there. So, anyway, I wanted to share with you since I remember where it was at. I posted in two. I belong to two military groups. Um, I know it means nothing to you guys, but the 55th MP Company and the 3rd Military Police Detachment. And I posted the same thing in there that, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you guys think? I had two people get back, and both of one guy said I definitely will join, and the
Is
other
that
guys,
Facebook something?
yeah, it's on Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds like.
and the other guy said, I can't find it now. He said wonderful idea. So one guy, I got a definite will join, and then the guy said wonderful idea.
Well, don't like when I say people you might get. Don't can the idea just for that. I mean, you're gonna give it a go and see. You know.
Oh, I'm still waiting. Hopefully, I will hear from the ones I specifically reached out to that I keep in contact, on a decent basis,
Oh,
and see
here
what
you
they
go.
say.
You got a live going. Hang on. Uh,
Yeah, the live
Gary.
stream is running. Wow,
Yeah.
the camera is all messed up.
Gary, who's running?
Wow,
Yeah.
the camera is all messed up.
Gary, who's running?
Hi.
That's got to be Gary. How did I know that? I didn't even have to open Zoom. Gary, we're going to give you a nickname.
I told you the older they get, the more nudges they have to do. So do it live as well.
Yeah, well, life is and it is.
No,
Getting kind of late though.
it isn't, is it, Gary? Believe me, it doesn't get any better here on in.
That looks all right.
The
Go
wife,
ahead.
the wife can have all the sympathy she wants. It doesn't take the years back.
What did you just now join us, Gary?
Yeah.
So I was sharing with Blackwatch and BH Ringer that I reached out to two of the military groups I belong to, and I got one guy that said he would definitely join, and one guy said I think what I say it was an excellent idea, something like that. So I'm still putting it together. I'm still going to wait to hear from some other people.
Like I said, I think it sounds good too. Not military, but I'm not saying that that's a bad idea, but I've seen other ideas that doesn't make as much sense.
You guys hearing crickets?
Just the odd time.
No, I hear Buddy Holly though. Cricket.
No, I hear. Yeah, okay. You guys can't hear that? Seriously?
There's a little.
It's not coming from the computer because I took off my headphones and I could still hear it.
It wasn't like
Oh,
that.
I do hear something. I'm serious.
Yeah, I do too.
It wasn't as bad as that night. You really had it really bad.
This is too constant to be the smoke detector. But you know what? You don't hear that noise? You don't hear that noise?
Sounds like a light.
No, the one night he really had it bad on the live. It was the smoke alarms.
No, the stupid
Battery.
alarm clock over there is going off. Did you set that? It was the one over there on the nightstand. Yeah.
I bought my grandmother a CO2 detector,
Right.
and she had a cousin of mine, again, until he was in his 60s. Anyway, had him take it back like 5 times because the damn things were no good.
No.
She had a leak in her furnace that was letting out carbon dioxide. She almost went to the hospital the next day.
Yeah, there's a lot of that at one time.
You know, when you're 70, 80 years old, whatever.
Well, there's one thing about it. It's you just go to sleep. Like, boy, I sound morbid. I'm too old for this. Miserable. That's
Yeah,
all around me right now.
The joke is we all got sick, and on the way home, I told you, small town, where my grandmother was, and on the way home, my wife was, I feel sick, pulled over, and she got out of the car and actually threw up. But she missed throwing up on the state police guy had a shotgun. He had 3 workers working there. And, I'm going like 90 to get her out of the car. This guy didn't know what was going
she
on.
threw up on the state police.
Yeah, no, on one of the workers. As they all came over. And I remember we're talking Kentucky and they got the accent going, come here, I think she's sick.
Yeah.
And, I had my son and daughter and myself. Yeah, I was saying, because it was, Blackwire said he thought it was fire detector, smoke detection.
So I need to tap into you guys' knowledge a little bit. Am I able to give people in Zoom any I'll think of the
Authority,
words I
no.
want. Yeah, authority. Like if someone comes in like laconic, but they're worse than laconic and they're just being
No.
obnoxious, can I give that authority to someone to put them out?
Oh, no, no,
No as in no I can, or no as in don't do it?
no, you can't do it.
Can't do it.
Are you
Okay.
sure?
You'd have to be a co-host. I don't think it's possible.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Not that I want, but I think you could be a co-host.
I'm not sure about that. Skype.
I
I
can
would-
make someone the host, but then that gives up my host abilities.
Then forget it.
I know that because I went through
Because
that.
if you think we know what you're doing, I'm no clue.
No, the only reason I was thinking is because of this military thing. If I get it going, and depending on how it's advertised, if that's the right word,
Well,
if I
Oh,
did
you-
it a live stream and then people start, jumping in there that clearly not military and it just there to, wreak havoc.
All you
Well-
can do is Google moderators on Zoom.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much they charge, but Doug has a membership, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
It might be worth getting a membership, and then
He
not
just-
the first week, but
Sure.
Doug just can't remember how much. He told me 15, and on a live he says he pays 20 a month. So I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
if you
Actually,
do it 2 or 3 times a week, that's what's that, $3 a time.
Well, if you were my father, Gary, he'd be saying $3 can add up.
Yeah, but if he gets enough people on the,
Yeah, I know. If they share.
Of course, there is one-
Conferencing starts at $100 a month and is billed based on the rates per call per country. Eh.
oh,
What are we talking about?
how about
Zoom. Oh no, here. Okay, they got a $14.99, a $19.99, and a $19.99.
That's why Doug couldn't remember. But it was stage
Yeah.
1, 2, or 3. Yeah.
So the difference between the free and the $14.99 is you aren't limited to 40 minutes. That's the only difference. For $15, you're not limited to 40 minutes. Everything else is identical. You guys can probably see it. It's on the
Yeah.
screen. For
I can't,
$19.99, you could do 300 participants, and you can increase it up to 1,000 with large meeting add-ons. Wow. Can you imagine the logistics
Yeah, I
of
was
having
about to
300
say.
people in there?
Just say 100 or 50.
Oh yeah, 100.
you
I
know.
mean, look at this. Look at how much we step on one another when there's 6 and 7 of us in here.
that's the problem I would see with it. Where with the chat, you read them as they come by.
Right, and if you're gonna do it from that perspective, I don't think it would be as good as I think if you did it with like we're doing right now with the Zoom angle or however you want to call it. I think that might be somewhat successful. But if you just limit it to chat and chat only, no, that you're not. You're gonna need 2 or 3 people just to watch chat, calling you on the phone, telling you what's going on.
I hate to say the word, but look at Linus. He's got like 10 moderators on a show.
Well, he's got a whole crew working for him.
Yeah, I know.
So, shall we pull a prank on Doug one of his Saturday or Sunday things?
Okay.
The thing is though, how well received would it be? Because
Not very. I have
I
a
know
feeling
that's why I'm just reserved to do this. But
you're going to
once he
find
gets going, I'd like to step in the other room. Say, hey, I'll be right back. Step in the other room and call him. You
and
know,
bounce
and
Zoom on.
just I don't know, get him going somehow, or give him a hard time. I don't know. I got to think it through. But I don't know how.
You don't have to think it through. Look at the way he reacts to
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how he would react to it. You know, he might actually see the humor in it and say, "Oh, that was a good one," and move on, or, you know, he might just get frustrated and not. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
pull one on his own channel.
Yeah, like when he was like, okay, go back to the time I made the comment that I'm gonna go in the other room and call you while he's
Look at
doing
the way
his.
look at the way he struggles to maintain control and the way he reacts.
I guess that's your way of saying I shouldn't do that.
It'll hit him like a brick wall.
Okay, scratch that off my list.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
going by what you can see.
I
Oh.
actually, thinking about it, agree with Blackwatch on that one.
Yeah, well, that's why I kind of proposed it, because if I did it outright and not did it and then upset him, I don't want to do that. So
I know we'll all do it.
one after another.
Think about Carrie. How far would you get?
Don't go there.
Yeah.
I know.
Every
but
once in a while.
you won't. You just. I don't. Doug's a lot.
Yeah, but that's the one problem with having the talking on. Let's say Ken is doing a chat right now. He's got the talking on his side, and if he doesn't like something you say, he can berate you. And Blackwatch doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Blackwatch this, that, or the other. Where if you're in Zoom, you can talk back and say, Ken, look.
Are we still on YouTube?
We are. I just
Okay.
posted the chat
That's
in there.
okay.
I'm gonna
That's
wait
okay.
and see.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's, like I said, it's 12
No, I
12
just-
here, so it's 10 o'clock on the West Coast.
There's something I could have said to Gary, but I won't. That's okay.
I don't mind.
It's just a little story, Gary. So I won't, because I can't say it any other way than what it is. So I won't. It is funny.
Let me see something here. Let me check something out. I thought
Go
I
ahead.
determined a way to pause the video, but I think that's when you're recording, not when you're live streaming.
No wonder you're showing right now, Ken.
That's OBS.
Oh, okay.
And then your different scenes. So right now it's on my desktop scene, and then there's the world scene, and there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. See, 3 seconds and it switched over. Then my camera 2, which is really interesting because it's the same camera, but I've got it set up as my second camera. And then my YouTube thing that I'm pretty much done exploring. One here that I only did this one so I can remember where the dumb website's at to go get all the stuff I want. And then I was setting this one up earlier tonight because my camera wasn't working. I couldn't figure out why. When I first started doing this, I had about 13 or 14 scenes, and then within each scene I had at least 4 different things going on. The transition, somewhere over here there's a box you can click where when you hit that, it'll transition a different way. I noticed Doug was playing that Saturday. Did you guys notice a couple times when he switched from screen to screen, it had the iris open up?
Yes.
So he's added that, and I could do the same thing in here, but it's a gimmick. It's not that big of a deal. These are pretty quick. I mean, that's less than a second at switching, even on YouTube right now. So obviously this afternoon the internet traffic was really heavy, and right now there's very little traffic.
Yeah.
So
You asked a question about being co-host or co-moderator.
right.
You know what you could do is just email the Zoom URL, and like Doug does that. He doesn't post it in the chat.
Right, I had thought about that, but and the
How do
second
you-
go around I might be able to do that, but I'm thinking the first one, and it may end up being a total flop. I may get 4 or 5 people, if that, in there, and it go nowhere.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
Robert's in the house.
how do you authorize that, Gary, that somebody should be getting the link?
Email
I mean,
me. If I send you a personal email and say join my Zoom, I'm authorizing it.
no, but I mean, like, say you go through Facebook and you know if you know, you can trust. And you
Well,
make,
no, I'm saying after the first time. Well, let's say we're doing it right now, as we're speaking. I'd be in chat going, "Hi Ken, what's up? And I'm Gary from. Remember we talked at the VA center,
Sure.
and I'll send Ken my email, and tomorrow or even today, he'll send me the Zoom URL.
yeah, but say you say to him, geez, you know, Bruce, whatever, you got a buddy? Yeah, I got a few buddies I keep in touch with, you know, from the battalion.
Robert's at work.
Yeah, but most people don't go to the trouble of getting in a conversation before they do something wrong.
You know what I mean? Like, how
Yeah,
do you,
and the other thing through the email that is a concern, and I've given a brief moment of thought. So I send it to Blackwatch. I send it to Gary. I send it to BH Ringer. I send it to Chris, Robert. I send it to everyone that's on the list. Catherine, Jeff, and you guys are good to go. And then you guys send it to 2 or 3 of your friends, who send it to 2 or 3 of their friends. You see what I'm saying in that?
and the
Yes.
snowball starts down the hill.
Exactly. It's secure only to the point that I have to put faith and trust in the people I send it to that aren't going to send it out to anyone else, because you never know. They might send it to someone that's in a really bad day mood, and they're going to say, I'm going to send this to my entire 1,500 friends list on Facebook and see what happens.
Yeah, you know, it's,
And for some reason, I'm surprised this is even working.
BH Ringer was in earlier. Who muted me? Alex?
Somebody muted you?
Yeah, when I
That's funny.
when I
Oh,
when I put off no the
I think you were coughing like you were having a problem, maybe.
no when I put up I forget the artist's name. I'm in the God of Hellfire.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, as soon as I heard that, I knew you were in the room because I knew
Yeah,
it was you.
I
But
thought,
I think I'm the only one that can mute people. Am I not?
I don't know. I
Well, here,
thought
let's do it. Let's do something.
I waited for a while. I thought Alex said, "Do you?"
Okay, I just muted him. Now he can. You should be able to unmute yourself though. If you can hear me, press your space bar.
I can do myself, but I can't do him.
Well, I just muted him. Gosh, I hope we can figure out how. There you go. Well, no. Okay. So I'm going to mute Gary. This is going to be fun. I'm just going to have everybody muted. I'm going to be here all by myself. So can you guys still hear me? Of course, you can't
I can.
answer because you're muted. Now Blackwatch is back.
I put it back.
So you figure out how to unmute it?
Well, you just click the thing. I don't. I'm
Right.
not.
Well, I can't unmute you. That's the one thing I don't like about it. And Gary's not back yet. I can mute you, but I can only ask you to unmute. I can't. I should be able to unmute you as well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You know, Doug with his keyboard. I don't use the keyboard other than when I have to.
Yeah.
You know, what do you got a mouse
So
for?
where is this? So I was trying to bring up the big main box on this, but I'm not seeing it because I wanted to go in and look at co-hosting, but it's not down here.
No, I don't think it exists. I don't think it exists. When you think about it, say this is corporate. Corporate office holds the meeting. So they're going to have a staff to do this. You know what I mean?
Right. True.
You know, like it's just.
Yeah, shut up, Gary Boom.
No,
if it was
I told you I was going to mute you to see.
No, if it was a corporate meeting, what Blackwatcher's saying, I agree.
You know, there probably the staff would have some sort of a log on that hooks into the account, and you know they can do stuff.
Well, oddly enough, one of the frequently asked questions is not, can I have a co-host?
What can you have? What?
A co-host, or or a moderator or whatever you want to call them.
Well, it doesn't really matter, but long before video conferencing, there's a big air show in Farnborough, England, and this is where a lot of the deals are struck. So if they get something like options and they're in England and they got to know, right? Like, can I tell them this? Well, they had a room, they set up monitors through VTAM across the Atlantic secured, and then they tell us, get the hell out. We'll call you if anything goes down. We weren't even allowed in that. So
I've been in more than those than I can count.
Enabling and adding a co-host, Zoom support. Let's see what this says.
I'm pretty sure we talked about this before.
We probably
You have to have
did.
an account. You have to have
Yeah,
a
I'm
paid
going to
account
the old
to
age card.
able to co-host.
Do what, B.H. Ringer?
I said we talked about this before. I'm pretty sure you have to have a premium account in Zoom before you
Oh,
can.
yeah. I didn't even think
designate
about
a co-host.
that.
I mean, companies can afford this. They just write it all off. $100 a month sure beats the hell out of having people traveling all over the continent. You could do a meeting on Zoom.
No, you fly the private jet.
Well, even de Havilland didn't have that. So, but anyway.
And like climate control.
Yeah, by default, meeting hosted by on-premium users with on-premise meeting connectors cannot assign co-host rights to another participant. Oh, the co-host can't do it. Okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah, I'll bet you do have to pay for it. And
It's got to be. They're going to have everything. It's just you want to pay for it.
right.
Logically, anything can be done. YouTube is not unique.
I don't think Zoom has anything to do with YouTube.
No, I'm just saying the concept of this type of thing. Moderators and
yeah,
it's always been. That's why I showed the example. Long before internet, long before that, we had it done up through the DTAM across borders, and it was done. I can't remember how we secured it, but it was done.
Yeah, I can probably do the first one on Facebook as well because I know you can do Facebook Messenger. I don't know if it's limited to how many people you can bring in, but I know you can do it, and there's no time limit on it. I've had 3 people before, and that worked out pretty good.
I think it was just secured by network connection. It knew the ID, and you locked it down.
Right.
I think that's how networking did it.
Well, the reason I'm thinking about maybe doing the first one on Facebook is that way I can say, hey, look, the next meeting will be done on a Zoom. I'll just have to figure out a way to get the Zoom credentials to you, and or just, here again, I'm just wanting to open up Pandora's box. I can post the Zoom credentials on the 2 groups I belong to, and that could be disastrous.
Right. The one thing I like about the Zoom is each time you do it, you get a different, a different meeting,
Yeah.
I think.
Right.
But with Facebook, would it have you unique meeting each time you do it?
I think it's, since you're doing it from the messenger, I believe it's just an instantaneous connection.
Right.
So Messenger is now a separate app, is it not? It's outside of Facebook itself.
I didn't know that.
They removed it outside for trafficking reasons. It's too much for Facebook to do all that, so they've moved the Messenger app out of it. I'm sure it connects, it talks, but it's separate now.
I have not signed into Facebook in almost 3 years.
Now you see why
It's good to keep up with friends and family, other than, oh, wow, that 40 minutes went by quick. So I can click right here on my messenger, and it brings up all my active messages that at one point in time were active. And then I can, like with Garen, I'll just pick on him. I can go right here and click on the camera. It says start a video chat. And then when you add a second person, I think you have to do that a different way. Because we did it one time with my brother and Darren, and it worked out.
I think you got a good idea, but I'll tell you something. From the outside looking in, this whole thing of vets getting together has been beaten to death, has it not? There's been so many of these attempts to at least have cloisters of
Yeah,
vets
that's what I
get.
said. It's nothing new. I'm sure it's been done before, and I'm sure, I'm not the first person to think of this. Um, and what got me thinking about it was my friend I ran into tonight. I've actually been thinking about it for a while because I hadn't seen him, and I'm like, I know there are vets out there that are homeless, and they
Sure.
need, just the mere fact of someone reaching out and saying, hey, if you need something, let me know. I'll do my best to either accomplish it for you, or I'll get you in the right direction, or
I could tell you a couple of stories, true stories about vets, American vets who are homeless, and things they did for people, but
well, I know a couple of the foundations for vets are not all that they're cracked up to be,
no,
and that
that's
just,
that's the front end to make money,
well, sure it is,
you know, that's all it is.
you know.
It's a horrible, when Jeff was talking about his friend that had Agent Orange exposure,
Yeah.
I remember in the 60s and that watching the helicopters with the planes going over the jungle, more or less, with this orange stuff coming down. And I think to myself, is this not insanity? They're raining poison down on everything,
Yeah.
But little thing on the side, I don't know if you know, they said to Hitler, we want to use gas. We want to use chemical. And where was he from? My head's not thinking. He wasn't German.
Austria?
Austria. But he was a citizen of
Sound like I'm
Austria.
on Jeopardy. I'm answering a question in the form of a question with a question in the voice.
But there was about a couple dozen of the citizens, including himself, got gassed. He never forgot that. He was exposed to it and tried to get out of it. Long story short, he never authorized gas to be used. Don't tell me about what you're going to tell me, Gary, because the SS uh, were lunatics. But Hitler himself would never authorize that. Just a little aside that you knew about him is he was against it.
I will say one thing. I don't know if you're right or wrong, but I think they were all nutcase.
That's what was reported initially. He said no.
Yeah, but who reported it?
No, I mean, no doubt, but I mean, he started to lose it. I mean, look at this officer in the bunker with the valise, and he left it there and said, I forgot something, and the bomb didn't go off like he thought.
So,
But anyway, it's just about the Agent Orange. I look at that and I go,
did I hear or did I read that Hitler had syphilis
yeah.
or gonorrhea or one of those wonderful diseases?
What was the woman's name?
Eva Braun.
Eva Braun.
Eva Braun, yeah. Or
There was
Eva.
something about the Russians gone in. Oh yeah, it reminds me of Bin Laden. They came out with rolled up rugs and said that's their bodies. Nobody ever saw them. The Russians did that.
Whatever happened to Saddam Hussein?
Didn't he get shot?
Who?
So,
Saddam Hussein. Didn't the people of his country deal with him, and didn't he get? Maybe he didn't get shot. Let me think about this a second.
Oh, the dude with the mustache.
they found him hiding in a crawl space.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who. I'm 99% sure he's dead. I'm trying to remember if we did it or his own country people did it.
And his son.
Dead is dead.
Well, that's true.
It's.
Yeah, I mean, it makes no difference who kills who. Dead is dead. You're right.
Well, I told you about Bush in New York. We're going to get these guys, but I hate to think. At the end of it, I was thinking to myself, just shut up. Just say you'll get them. Go get the special forces and deal with them. It's going to take a while, but whatever. What happens in the end? Special forces. And then what do they say? we treated him like a Viking and set him to sail and shot flaming arrows into the ship, the boat. That's the way his country, his religion. I still
Wars
think
are the
that's
greatest thing. Wars are the greatest thing a country can have.
From a
Helps
financial
the
point of view,
economy.
it is.
Helps the economy.
With the economy, right.
Mhm.
So not to change the subject, but how did the vote go in Minnesota to get defund to shut down the police department?
You know that I like reading the news. It was so lopsided. I think it was like literally. I think it was like 20 people voted for it. And the
Oh,
rest voted
20,
against it.
20 voted to do it, and the rest of the people actually
No,
opened their heads and decided that was a dumb thing to do.
what
yeah,
were they going to do? What were they going to do?
Someone in
They did.
Minnesota proposed to completely eliminate or defunct or defund or get rid of the police department, and it actually made the ballot.
Oh,
It
No,
was
yeah.
but
actually,
why not do it? Because you're going to get 20 idiots to it.
well, you're going to have the same thing that happened out in Portland or Seattle or where it was at, where they took over the city block, and within a week they're crying for help from the police because of all the corruption and crime that was going on.
That's
I mean, I actually appreciate police for the most part, but I don't live in Detroit. You can tell by my voice. That was bad. But Detroit has murders every weekend. And if I lived down there, I'd want some cops, even bad cops, better than no cops.
it's the same like in Quebec here. They're going on and on and on. Let them bloody well vote. Let the renegades vote. It's not going anywhere. And then have it over with, It, it's so ridiculous you have to make it real. Sure, put it on the ballot,
Well,
have done with it.
so we're sitting at about 2:18. I'm going to put the link back in chat if you guys want to join it from there. When I post the link, I'm going to get up and get another cup of coffee, and that way I don't have to step away.
You still haven't got me mine. So
English?
I'm still waiting for my coffee. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah, that'll be the next thing they take away.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
We got to call Catherine, damn it. We got to call her and tell her to give us coffee. Columbia.
From Columbia, yeah.
That's
Juan Valdez, remember that?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I do.
Italian social clubs with their whatever it is. I can't think.
Espresso?
Espresso. Holy crap! That doesn't. No wonder they throw it down like
Some
this.
pretty strong coffee.
I
Wow.
actually like it, but it's too expensive.
Now we know why Gary spends his nights on the ceiling.
Well,
That stuff is so wow. Ooh. Anyway, if you're used to it, it doesn't bother you.
it's like my wife had a friend of hers over when I got home, and she had just stopped at the grocery store and she had steaks, and I said, "Damn, I didn't know you were that rich." Price of steaks now?
Oh gosh, price of anything now, food wise.
I can remember a steak my mom going, and it was a treat, and it was about 80 cents.
Yeah,
I
I can
just
tell you the
didn't
price. I can
realize
tell you the price of steaks right now. If you want to talk about the price of steaks,
Steaks, STEAK. S.
yeah,
1 kilo and thing was 88
Small
cents.
mortgage on your house.
Who?
depends how many you want.
Yeah.
But we have freezers, and my sons and daughters are all full.
Who are we looking
It's the
at
way to
here?
do it. Get a freezer, get a calf, get it butchered, get a hog, get it butchered. That is the way to go.
I have a cousin who's a kosher butcher, and I told.
Here. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Damn. That is is me. That is me. Let that do that. Oh, man. There's 4 of them, or 5 of them this coffee. I didn't think we had to do it. Gary's here. Kate's right here.
Gary back.
Yep.
Who we got here?
RM, U, and PH.
Hey, I was just wondering, I know what this is, but it's one of the questions I know the answer. Kosher butcher would just have to verify how the animal is fed?
No, I mean, that's number one, but all the blood has to be washed off with salt water.
Yeah, the treatment afterward.
Yeah.
It's something that's largely used, the word. I wonder if it's fully understood,
Not at all.
It's, I get the point between, two kitchen cows. It's between splitting of dairy and meat and everything. But I do have to smile because dairy and meat, once split and once consumed, all goes to the same stomach. But, that's not the point, is it? Really.
So
But
here's a, hey Blackwatch, here's a, I don't know if it's a marriage woman, man, woman thing, or if it's an American Filipino thing or what. She's watching Disney Plus, and I walked by, and I thought it was Julie Andrews, so I said Julie Andrews, and I posed it as a question in my voice. No answer. 2 or 3 more steps, posed it as a question in my voice. Julie Andrews, no answer. Standing at the coffee pot, is that Julie Andrews? No answer. So I walk back and I give her some sign language. I said, is that Julie Andrews? And she goes, yes. I go, well, I only asked you 4 times. And she says, oh no, the first 3 times it was a statement, not a question.
Doesn't translate.
I guess not. But I don't know if it's culture or if it's the marriage man woman thing. I don't know.
I have a question for everybody.
Now make sure you form it. No, go ahead.
No, I'm serious because I was saying this to Blackwatch and I think to you. I have a son and a daughter. My daughter's 36, my son's 42. If you hear somebody your age say, I was saying it to Catherine, I couldn't mispronounce it. Anyway, I was saying it to her about the computer for his golf thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I heard in her voice that she assumed I was paying for it because he's my son. And when you hear somebody say, I mean, my cousin is 65 years old, that I said with the butchering.
Right.
When you hear somebody say cousin, son, granddaughter, how old do you think the kids are or the father is?
That can't be answered because you're not qualifying it.
Well, no, if I said, I was talking to my son today, how old would you think off the bat? Would you think 20s or 40s?
Well,
At
maybe
least
even 30s, because I'll answer just in this perspective. You and I are the same age. Your son is 42. My oldest son is 36. But you got married at a very young age, right?
Yep.
Like right out of high school young?
No, right out of college.
Right, okay, 20, 22-ish, 23 maybe?
20.
Okay, wow, damn. What'd you go, 2-year school or 4-year school?
4 years.
Okay. My son, I was 24, so I might think he might be in his 30s, because I do this all the time. I look at my classmates that I went to high school with that have great grandchildren, not grandchildren, great grandchildren, and in some cases those great grandchildren are in their later teen years.
No.
And I'm like, I got to scratch my head and go, oh my gosh, what did I not see when I was that age, or where was my mind at? during that. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I kind of caught that as well.
But I've had people say, well, like I said, and I go, I almost say it automatically. It's like, I went to see my son. He's in his 40s, and then I feel like an idiot. You know, who's that guy that came to see you at lunch yesterday? My son. Your son? I'm like, yeah. And I don't look that young. I don't look old, but it's just, you know
Right.
what I mean.
So everybody joined back through the stream, correct?
RM's silent and BW's silent.
RM's at work, so I can kind of figure out that. And I don't know about Blackwatch.
He's probably listening to RM was probably listening on his headphones.
Probably. This is good entertainment for making the hours pass away, depending on how busy your city is with crime. We could call him.
When you said, I just thought of something. Nothing bad, but maybe there's a fire over here. I know he's police, but I was in
Usually when people even think about kids even that young, they would do multiplications of 18. That's the youngest. You had him at 18, and he had him at 18, and so on.
Right, so do you know anyone that had a child at 16 or 15?
Yeah, I told you they dropped out of high school.
Right. Most of the cases they did. I can't think of any of the ones that I knew that actually completed high school. Robert says he's just hanging out on a dead night. Well, that's probably a wrong choice of words, Robert.
Yeah, I was about to say pardon.
I heard him say shoot.
I got it. So this, what this reminds me of? That Henry Winkler on the midnight shift at the morgue. He starts.
Oh yeah, what was that movie?
He starts running the
Night Shift.
Night Shift, yeah.
That was a little funny.
Did you ever get the impression I might watch too much television?
Tell me about it.
Jeopardy.
I like Jeopardy. And what I like about it, even though I still think it's rigged, is sometimes some of the questions are so obscure and these people are like up there like deer in the headlight, and I don't know where I picked it up, but I'll answer it, and Lorna will look at me like I'm crazy, and then when it's the answer, she's like, well, how did you know that? And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't. I don't read. I hated school. I only kept a C average so I could participate in sports. I went to college in the military, but, that was so I could get promoted.
So you're a successful flunker.
Yeah, I'm quite proud of it. Thank you very little.
Yeah.
Isn't that about what you're saying about yourself? Don't, but...
Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm
my mom had next to no schooling. She read a lot. I didn't have dictionary.com, didn't go to dictionary. She answered most of, what does this mean? What does that mean? What word's a synonym? She answered me. So, I don't, maybe it comes from the parents.
I've never liked to read. I don't know why.
I met my wife I got out of high school early. I was going to private school and met my wife. There's a thing here in Michigan that are still pushing, which is great. Even with all the things you hear about weird schools. Her public school, somebody had told her, which I totally agree. First day of high school, what you do is you say, oh, I was really looking forward to taking, let's say, speech, which they don't usually have in high school, or economics. That's college. I want to take it. I think I could do it. And what they'll do in Michigan is they set you up with a college to go to. And they actually take you by bus to the college.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
And understand, at the end of the school year, if you get good grades, you get high school credit and college credit.
Well, I think schools overall, not to interrupt Blackwatch, but I think schools overall are actually changing from the way we went to school.
Well, they had to,
I have, and I know
You didn't
Kim,
have economics and that in high school, Gary?
we had it, but they didn't break it down into macro and microeconomics. Just like we got up to calculus, and then we got analytical geometry. But again, private school, public schools didn't have that in most places.
We had bookkeeping, we had economics, marketing and sales, business machines, mathematics, calculus, grade 11, you go in, you basically take in your books. It's just book day, right? For the first week. And there was this Mr. Miller, and talk about glasses. Like his eyes looked like they were about 10 times the size. And rather than, the normal, the arrangement of seats, he starts drawing this beach in a cliff and somebody up it, and he's doing calculus, trigonometry. I dropped out because of that. I thought, I don't want anything to do with that. I flunked the year. Personally, I still don't sines, cosines, tangent, slide rules. When am I going to use it?
Slipstick.
Or when have you ever used it?
I haven't. I mean,
Yeah.
I tried to measure something with it once, but that went over like a lead balloon. Talk about your bad audience, man.
Yeah,
But
it's a tough crowd. Tough crowd.
I had to flunk the year. They said you could do it. Your IQ test, which I didn't know. I said it's the first two weeks. I want to go to 4 year. I had to flunk the year, but then again, I started school a year early, so who cares?
My junior and senior year, all the math classes that I took were taught by the varsity basketball coach. And let me tell you how math went. We didn't even discuss 1 and 1 is 2. We discussed X's and O's and defenses and offenses for 2 solid years.
And
Until
scores.
his child was born. And then we had about 3 months of, how do I want to word this?
Substitute teacher.
No, he was there. But instead of the X's and O's, it was on the birth of his daughter. Maybe a little too graphic for seniors in high school.
Oh.
So,
Why? I mean, our gym teachers had health and geography, and it was made very clear. The girls were taking cooking, home ec,
yeah.
and they made it very clear. You don't get 90 and above in health, which includes both human body. You're going to run your ass off after school till you drop.
Yeah.
So I got 98. I know, I do. I know more. I know about all there is about the male and female body by the time I got to high school. We didn't have X's and O's and everything else.
So how many
How'd you
schools
move
in your
that?
area have Dave Ramsey program, Gary?
They have what?
The Dave Ramsey program.
I honestly don't know what that is.
You don't know who Dave Ramsey is?
No, neither do I.
Wow. B.H. Ringer, do you know who he is?
No idea.
Wow.
Football.
No. He's a financial guru. He was a millionaire at like 22 years of age and invested all his money, and then things fell apart. He was flat broke. So he started his own business.
That guy, oh God, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
This is the same as Warren Buffett needs a kidney transplant. He gets it in less than 6 months.
Yeah.
It has absolutely nothing to do with the tens of millions of dollars he gives to the hospital.
No, not at all. Well, he just started probably, I don't know, within the last couple of years, he's starting to get his program as curriculum in high schools. Which,
Yeah, but think about it. Come on, this is nothing but bullshit.
the average person can't do what he's laid out. You just can't.
Then you see that rainbow, and if you put a prism up, the colors are dissected, and you'll find a pot of gold at the end of it. That's about as much chance in hell as that.
Yeah.
As-
Yeah. Robert, did you go outside?
It's a little chilly tonight.
They're predicting snow here the weekend.
Cold.
Can't wait.
Taking a break.
My wife has the air conditioner going and the windows open.
Really?
She likes it cold.
It's 49 here right now.
Probably gonna get brain cancer right here by this big old tire.
Oh my God, look at that
Gee
thing.
whiz!
Got light up there somewhere.
I don't think I would be out there when it was lightning in the area.
Yeah.
It's right at freezing here.
Wow.
It should be here. They got the electric. I got the electric heat on a bit, just a touch. I like it cold too, but not that cold.
I've got two fans running in here, and she's got the heater running in there. So
I thought women are supposed to be the source of heat. They're not supposed to be.
She grew up in a country where if it gets below 80 degrees, they're cold, and I don't get cold, so about. I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about, Ken. I won't expand on it.
Yeah.
I am cold. I am cold. I am very cold. I got 2 sweaters on. I got this on. Really? How warm is it? What is the temperature down there? 21 degrees centigrade. What?
What's that
But
in Fahrenheit?
About 71, 72.
It's 47 Fahrenheit here.
Yeah, you're
Where are you?
A little chillier than we are.
West Tennessee.
Yeah. That's too far south to be that temperature.
But I'm talking about, well, Gary would know he's
Is that
in.
a generator?
Do I?
Yeah,
Was that a generator?
I guess it is. Yeah. That's what it says.
Generac.
And
It
that
looks
run a
like.
small city.
We have a generator out back when I bought the house that was there. But there's one problem.
Thank
We've had electric go out all the time. But the internet goes out, that doesn't come back.
No.
No.
You know, the other thing we got is food. Other than that, who cares?
Yeah,
Generator would be nice though if you had a bunch of stuff either on DVD or flash drives or something you could, have power and plug it into your TV and just keep yourself busy. That'd be nice.
True.
That looks like that appears to be a second one right there.
It does too. Yeah.
Whatever it is.
I didn't know Kohler made generators though. That might be. Do you have city water?
Yeah, it's in the city. But you know what? I think it's going to that building right there.
Is that where you lock people up at night?
Oh no, that's on the other side of town.
Oh, okay.
Is this where the police are, or just you guys?
Just dispatch. Police department's a separate building.
You don't have a specific cell for Otis to walk in and out of every night?
Now, when I worked at Lake County, we did. I can actually tell stories about that. And to be as young as I am, yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
I had a friend of my dad's, which I knew real well. He moved to Florida. He was an executive at Ford also. And he started drinking. And he'd drink during the day. I mean, he was retired, right? And he got in an accident. In 4 days, he got like 3 DUIs.
Wow.
And they put him in jail for 4 weeks of weekends. The jail was full on every weekend because they gave the guys a break and sent them to jail on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm down there visiting my dad, and he comes over and thought, "What are you doing at the weekend?" "Oh, they're too busy to send me home." And they put him during the week. He went on a Tuesday and Thursday. He's retired. When did he get his accident? Tuesday. So, I mean, I thought it was funny because it's like, you do realize that this guy wasn't driving at midnight on Friday. Like, you think about that.
Want to work on some of that?
No, I'm looking at it though. My goodness.
Turn it. You got.
I know who you could call if you need some work done, or you can go to Live Windows Training Doug Betts.
Yeah.
Can you fly?
Wow.
That's just one of the rooms. There's another one too.
And the phone switch is there.
Yeah, that's back. That's from back up. The black ones are.
What did I miss?
Robert's giving us a tour of his building and showing us the Doug Betts mess that's going to be taken care of here in a week.
What? Doug is down in Tennessee.
No.
No.
How many people are in the town you guys are in?
My town.
Yeah, sorry.
It's 25,000, something like that.
Oh, that's not that small.
No, it's medium. I mean, we got an interstate that connects through Missouri.
Okay.
We're just not even 10 minutes from Crothersville, Missouri.
So you're on the west side of the state.
Right. Yeah.
You say Missouri. Who's the people say Missouri? Just curious.
Southerners say that.
I always say misery, but that's just me.
Yeah, but that's when you're talking about the wife. Sorry.
I would never.
Just curious. I just when's the drag racing? You heard an awful lot of American, differences. One would say Missouri. This one, New Haven. There was New Haven, Connecticut. Like I told you, that picture was in front of one of those guys from New Haven. Just wondered, it's a wonder you people in the U.S. can converse with one another.
You know, you guys can see the screen. I'm over here looking at Zoom. I can put you in as contacts, but I wonder if that's through an email. Add a contact by clicking plus. Invite a Zoom contact, create a cloud contact, create a channel, join a channel, add a bot. Well, no wonder we have all the problems we have. Zoom gives you the option to add a bot. You guys seeing this? Am I the only one seeing this?
You're the meeting. You're the meeting. You're the only one who sees that.
You don't see
I think
it on
the idea with it is it keeps us talking while the 200 people are just looking at each other.
Whoa. Hopefully I didn't cut us off. Are we still on the Zoom meeting?
You are.
Okay. Yeah, well, because I clicked on add a bot and it takes me to a website that says app marketplace from Zoom categories, and then it's got, I guess these are all bots.
I bet they're not free.
Oh, I'm sure they're not. Pipe Dream, Safeguard Cyber, Zendesk Notifications, Jenkins by Zoom. There we go. Let's see what Jenkins is all about.
Sounds like widgets.
Install requirements, productivity. I don't see no price attached to it. What did this open up on? This opened up on Firefox. That's interesting.
What is it that Robert has? It's got a crest like.
Yeah, it's got the globe with the laurels around it, and then a person missing his head with the question mark.
Yeah, maybe it's better I can't see things. Okay, just wondering. Does Robert have a Zoom account?
Robert, do you have a Zoom account?
I'm running out of breath. Robert.
That's anonymous logo. He said in chat that's anonymous logo. But to put it on there, are you using a Zoom account? You just do the free and you can put a logo on there. Huh. We may have to get you to do a Zoom account and show us how to do that.
No, I'm not signing up for it. Not now.
I'm looking in the settings right now through Google. Okay. Do not disturb my profile.
Gary's in the can. Robert's,
At
trying
work. B.H.
trying to
Ringer went
get-
to the barn.
yeah, Robert's got a giraffe in the tree, so he wants the brigade to come out and get it down.
Join.
Yeah.
Hell,
Help.
Whoa.
Zoom. There he
you
is.
gotta quit.
Gary's
You gotta
back.
quit doing those drugs. Yeah, I was talking about that the high school and college. My granddaughter is 16, and she's in her last year of college right now. 4 years.
Wow.
How can somebody be, accelerated program?
Hmm?
She's in an accelerated program.
High school, yeah, and they start sending her to college.
Now.
You still have to pay for it.
Right,
Yeah.
but she's going to graduate with a college degree in 4 years, or
4 year
just
degree.
high
is
school.
She'll graduate high school this Christmas, and next June she'll graduate about May. She'll graduate with her 4 year degree.
Wow.
That's, remember I told you Daniel with that music thing, Ken?
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He's doing homeschooling. That's what his parents just do. And he's taking college at the same time. Not entrance, college.
I understand with my mom. I mean, we're obviously there was no doubt about how much college. I mean, literally, and with my family, it's college is just like high school.
It must be.
I mean, you don't stop. You don't say, "Oh, I'm 18 or something. I'm done with school."
Right. Well, my sister's a career college student. I kid you not, she finds a new class to take every year. And she never uses any of the degrees she gets. It's just like she's got to have a new degree or something. I don't know. It's just really weird.
The universities here, when the professor does a lecture and you got far more than 30 in it, he could care less if, well, I'm not going to say it, what you do at your desk. She could care less.
When I went to college for my master's, there was hundreds of people in classes, 200 sometimes.
Yeah, they don't care. You listen, they got microphones and that. They couldn't give a rat's ass if, you fell asleep.
You didn't have a professor, you had a TA, teaching assistant.
Yeah.
So did I hear a while back, Kerry mentioned or said he used to teach college?
Yeah, but come on, the colleges here are like after hours adult education. That's all they are. They're nothing compared to the university.
Well,
Nothing.
okay, so that was going to be my next question. Was it a state-ran college, a private college? Was it Arizona State, or was it, Ken's backroom college?
It's some of these things that you went to and you took after night school and things. They're just glorified get-togethers that you pay for. Their degree means nothing. Absolutely nothing. But then again, I've met an awful lot of university graduates in IT, and that meant nothing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They had no clue.
I'm going to slap you.
No, they didn't.
Let me explain one thing for you. It wasn't what you know, it's what you make.
Oh, there's a turn on that too, but all it ever demonstrated to me is theoretical capability of learning.
It taught you how to draw flowcharts.
Yeah, well, we did that in industrial art, so since grade 7, I don't put it. You used to have Ryerson here, Ryerson Polytechnical. It's huge. The amount of real estate it owns, I don't think anybody really realizes. And there was a store on Yonge Street, and anybody could buy the jackets, but that's where you got them. Business administration. Everybody had one of them. Everybody wore it, whether they took it or not. It's a joke. It's just an absolute. I'd rather somebody like you, Gary, that went through the ranks.
I didn't go through the ranks. I got college. I
No,
got hired.
but I
My
mean,
first job was at Ford Motor Company as a supervisor.
what, production or what?
Oh hell no, in IT.
All right.
Matter of fact, I wasn't in IT. They didn't have IT back then. We had electronic data processing.
EDP, yeah,
Exactly.
EDP. I'm afraid I feel older than what I was, but yeah, EDP.
Yeah. That's why when somebody says IT, I'm like, it? Tell me
Yeah.
it.
What happened to EDP on the way out? You know,
Changed.
what happened with all the lights going, you know, mesmerizing lights as they, you know.
You remember those days when the computers went, oh my God. But I'll tell you, I have more lights now than I had back then. Go into my server room. You'll get sick. I'm seriously because of headache.
No, I could imagine it. And because of 360/40, if it hung, you had to do all the toggle switches on the face and write it all down. And at the end of the day, you didn't know what the hell you were writing down. It
Giving
was
you
just,
your air codes.
yeah, but you know, I know what you mean. It was like a dump, you know,
Yeah.
a system dump coming out, and they probably took a week to find what they wanted in it, you know, only to find out where the exception occurred. So they thought actually occurred about 50 instructions before. You know, I don't know how. Yeah, yeah. But anyway,
Yeah, I will say in my own behalf that I wasn't. I think I had a little bit more knowledge, but it wasn't. Like I said, and I'm not joking. My mother died when I was 11 years old, and I literally on her deathbed, the day she died, there was two attorneys there. I had to sign a contract that I would go to a certain amount of school for her. And she died about 15, 20 minutes after I signed it.
you signed a what contract? I'm sorry.
That I would go to school until a certain time period.
How can an 11-year-old sign any contract?
Well, it was not that, it was the mess with my head.
No, of course. I mean, I'm just trying to, because some people believe you can do that. Back then, especially, you know.
She actually had, I mean, well, back then I couldn't get into the hospital, but they did. My dad's boss, the lady that his boss's mother probably put $100 million in the hospital.
Wow.
Literally.
Wow.
If that helps any.
Well, I could see, you know.
We both. Yes, I had a promise that I would do this, this, and this. I had a promise that we had a business in Kentucky, which you've heard about, that I would do this, this, and this.
Who's playing with me now? Go ahead.
Not me. I'm researching something on figuring out this green room thing everybody keeps talking about.
Son-in-law's long since gone to bed. That's why he's going to look for what we talked about tomorrow.
Cool.
But yeah, and every year my dad actually went through it with me, and you know, so not only did I have to go through like, what did you get in grades today, Gary? At the end of the semester, then end of the year, we went through. We would do classes. What are you going to be doing next semester? I had no control over that until I was in my 20s. I mean, legally, you know, until I was 18, but you know.
Here I go in council again. Oh, Jesus Lord.
And
how much does a psychiatrist make?
6 minutes, 16 seconds is to go on this one.
I have another joke. At 13, I became a man. I still had no control over myself.
I thought it was 12. No, maybe 13.
Girls are 12 because they're more mature than boys.
Yeah, well, I won't go there. That's okay. Yeah, it was 13. You're right. Bar mitzvah was. Yeah.
I hope I was right. I'll have to give back all the presents.
I did that with my grandmother. It was 21 here, not 18, right?
Well, actually, at the time it was 18 here, but the point wasn't the age. The point was the promises I made when she was literally dying. because most people would say, "Oh, your mom's dying." It's almost like she started my life then.
Yeah. But I had my father was an only child. His dad died the year he got discharged. Anyway, what she was called Nanny, his mom, our nanny. And it was the age of majority was 21 then. And I'll never forget, I was married and I was on the verandas before they moved. I started to rent the house. And she says to me, "Congratulations, you are a man." I don't know where it came from. She says, "Today you are a man." I said, "Tell me, Nana, what was I yesterday and what will I be tomorrow?" Where do you get this stuff? I'm still trying to figure out.
Now I can tell you weren't Jewish because they knocked the shit out of you.
Well, that was nobody was around but her and I. You know, nobody was around. My dad tried that a number of times. Exactly what you're saying. You know, but I never quite figured that out because we're up at the corner, the long hair of the 60s, right? And he had a 68, 60 something dog. So a friend was up there. He's Macedonian. Of course, you know, you're going to groom like you're going to groom. There's a kid, well, I'll give you a ride home. He went by. Okay, well, you know, why not? Down, we both live close together. So I get in, and this is on YouTube, so I'll modify it. He wears a hat, you know what I mean? The hat the guys, you know, men wear and all that. And we're
Yarmulke?
no, you know, the dress hat. You know, he had to wear a hat.
It's a hat.
So he says, "Get in, George, and your girlfriend too." Me. So I leaned up by his ear. I says, "When we get home, Mom won't be there. We'll go out the backyard. Bring those big fists of yours. You're going to need them." I won't say what I said, Gary. You know, and I often thought, what was his problem? I guess there was a homophobia type of thing. We never fought. What I said to him in his ear, you know what you're inferring? You know, you better put me in the hospital. We get home, I'm waiting for it. It never happened. He just went along like everything else, like nothing happened. Wasn't, you know? But that was,
Okay.
I know, looking back, that was a test.
BH?
He's muted.
Yeah, quick answer, even though you asked RM, most everybody's going to MS 365 subscriptions now for business. The reason being, if you buy a legitimate copy of Office and Exchange and Teams, you're paying like $400 a copy. So it's cheaper to get the subscription, and they update the subscription. They don't update the full boat. And actually, Microsoft Teams is pretty good. That's what we use at work, RM. And there is a link between Zoom and Teams if you have your IT put it together.
Can you support with that, Gary? Is it a remote type of thing?
Yeah, but it's a bridge. It's not something that Zoom does not support it.
All right. Well, there's a lot of people that may or may not be confused. Rather than remote, you know, support software, you can use Team. I don't know.
Yes, you can.
That's not been proven outside of Microsoft circle.
Oh my God, Teams has been around over a year now.
Oh, I know that, but it's just this common conjecture that it's used for Microsoft Teams, right? Working teams to, you know.
No, Teams is a program.
No, I realize that, but it's used for them to converse about the projects. That's the idea.
Well, it's also Zoom. You have video. You don't need video. You shut it off to say "I'm now."
No, but some are saying, well, you can use it for remote support. They're saying no. I don't know.
No, we use it for that.
Well, it can't. And then it's got the tools. It's got the mechanics to do it. So.
Well, it takes over your screen, but I mean, it's not hardcore. If you're asking, does it do everything that TeamViewer does? No.
Well,
but
that's primarily it. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that. It's more helping let's say you have a spreadsheet open. I can look at your spreadsheet and you can look at my face and we can go, look, column 6, row 3.
So it's project oriented like most things, yeah.
Yeah. And we can have a whole bunch of teams in this office going, and 3 of us can jump to Cincinnati and then to Tennessee, or we all.
Are you asking if you could add Doug to use your 365? But I'm the wrong person to ask that. Gary might know. I have no clue. Wow. Okay. Hang on, guys. Alright, so Gary's back. I don't know how I did it, but I actually, now you have to go into the waiting room, and I didn't change anything. I actually found it a while ago, but I didn't change it because I didn't want to screw anything up. And it popped up and said Gary's in the waiting room. Like right now, BW is in the waiting room, so we'll go ahead and admit him. I'm going to have to kind of figure out how I did. I do so much on accident.
What time
Well,
is
I'm not on him. I don't have MS365, so I don't know if I can be added or not.
I think he might. I'm sorry to. I think he was talking to me because I had said that.
Black Watch is rubbed off on you calling me Doug. Yeah.
Did I say Doug? No, I apologize.
No, I'm replying to Robert's comment.
By the way, the G should be capitalized.
Oh,
No, I did it.
No, he did it.
I didn't change it. I can't change your guys' pictures and or your name. I can change
Yeah,
mine.
you can change the name to anything you want to change it to.
Right. As we know.
Anyway, Tony Wallow would tell you, Gary, it's capital G, small w. Not that it matters.
I need to send him an email.
What time does Lorna go tomorrow, too?
She's off tomorrow.
Oh, wow, you can play.
Yeah.
You got food in the cabin?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the cabin is fully stocked. We're good to go. Chickens were fed and watered. One of them's going on a chopping block in the morning. We're having fresh fried chicken tomorrow night.
Oh, cool.
No, we're not.
Why not?
Better you than me.
I
Well,
don't know.
the Adrian's on his way back.
I mean, have you ever cleaned a chicken?
Yes.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about.
What you need to do is
Black Watch.
you take boiling water.
We had Italian neighbors and they have
So,
a
okay, we could really have some fun with this very subtly. The next time we're in one of Doug's Zooms, we could literally on about a 15-minute rotation, just go in there and go, and not say a word.
Okay, who got fancy and misspelled their name?
Well, we're all initials right now. BH Ringer's the only one that has an abbreviated BHR.
Well, what's pH? Is that like the alkaline level in somebody's blood?
No, that has to do. He told me, and I'm going to try to remember. Man.
You don't know what it is, Ken.
No, he sent me a good article on it actually. But then again, you know, I do forget things pretty easily nowadays.
I wish I could say.
Damn it! What does that mean? Because it was such an interesting article to read.
It might be an internet name.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
Jimmy Page. Can you give us a riff?
Now, who is that?
That's BH Ringer. I shouldn't have asked.
confused, so no, it's not true.
That wasn't very good blues. That wasn't very good blues. Who was
It was
doing
Led
that?
Zeppelin. It was great.
Yeah.
Dazed and
I'm
confused.
confused.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Led Zeppelin. That's not one of my favorites.
You don't like Led Zeppelin?
I very much, but that song just doesn't ring a bell. Zeppelin, of course.
Yeah, that was Dazed and Confused.
I can't remember it.
What was
Maybe.
the
I bet you Doug knows that one.
you betcha who knows that one?
I bet you Doug knows that tune.
You're insulting old people, huh?
I really like the Crossroads with Ralph Macchio when he, I think it was Steve Vai doing the cutting heads.
Gary
Oh,
Robert
okay.
has asked a question about what do you use for remote support?
We don't.
We don't.
We
No, I
don't.
mean, it's not a joke. If your laptop, everybody has laptops, goes out, we have in each office, we have like most of them are girls that are clerical. We walk you through changing the M.2 drive, and that's it. Because all of our programs and all of our data, or excuse me, all of the data is stored at the central servers. Programs are on your laptop. And if you screw up the laptop, who cares?
True.
No, I'm serious. You can log in from right here. If you had, you get to our server, you get in, you get authorized, another authorization. Our stuff is literally running on the web. So let's say you go to Google and you type in search, you search something.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing that you do at our office, except you can do it anywhere in the country. And it takes you to the servers and you work. And people say, why do we have laptops? You don't need them, they're more expensive. Because if you went home today sick, you still work from home. Or if I call you and say, hey, Ken, I'm having trouble finding something, you log on and you work for half an hour.
Didn't work that way. Do you phone people, like I told you, if you go in midnight, you don't know where to IMPO from, and you phone everybody and their bloody cousin, and nobody answers.
People answer where we work, not so much because of the threat, but they're paid well.
So are these people. It just,
Well, they'll have new jobs next year.
no, they were in like nepotism ran rampant.
And we're a public firm. We don't have nepotism. Seriously.
No, you're more likely not to. We had it bad. That's how I got my job. Little Kenny couldn't do it. Sorry, Ken, but his name was Kenny.
It's all right. Been a while since someone's called me Kenny.
Yeah, but you were getting spanked when they did. I meant parents. Get over here, Kenny.
No,
You're
my
in trouble
parents.
now.
No. My parents. It was Kenneth Richard. And if it ever got to the full Kenneth Richard Stout, I knew I just might as well go out somewhere and get prepared for what was about to happen.
Get a new house.
Mm-hmm.
My sister used to have, you'd have a name like Kenny, right? The derivative. She pissed me off to this day with it. And I got my shit beat out of me from my father more times than not because of her taunting me with that.
I used to get a kick out. Sam, hello, welcome. I used to get a kick out of my mom. She'd get so frustrated and so upset. She was like, Kenneth Richard, Kevin. I mean, she wouldn't know which child to call the child she was mad at. It was funny. And I've been there with my boys. I'd get mad at them. I was like, Jeremiah, Matthew, Joshua, which one of you am I mad at? And of course, they didn't think it was funny. Oh, here, I'm going to use this one. I like that.
And I like the little anecdote. Well, it's late, so I'll try it with you too. Somebody marries your daughter. So they go on the honeymoon, they come back. You say, you know, I just want to work with you. You go and you beat the shit out of him. He says, what's that for? That's because someday in the future, I will not be able to get to you. You know, that's for the future. There will come a time and I cannot get to you. So, but yeah, my first son-in-law, I want to do that to him every day. But you never heard that before? The bride's father. Oh, well.
My daughter got married, and 5 years later, her husband died of cancer.
Oh man.
Wow.
I mean, he had a stepson, or he had a son. My daughter got the stepson
Stepson, right.
because his mother had died.
That's got to be
Rough.
Hmm.
there. I don't think there's ever a good age. You know, I just, you know, well, they were 70, whatever, and they had a good life, and they had this, and you know, and it's supposed to somehow soften it. It doesn't, not to
Well, not
me.
only that, but let's say they were 70 and they suffered for 25 years of their life because they had an accident and something tragic happened.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
mean, you don't know.
Like I just, maybe it's because of this age or something, but I've come to one conclusion. When you're younger, beat the tar out of your body, because sooner or later it's going to
Catch
kill
up with you.
it'll put you through hell.
Yeah.
So you might as well.
I want to die like my dad did, sleeping in a bus, not like his passengers.
Did I read that right? He was driving the bus?
Yeah, I fell asleep.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. That was a joke.
No, I mean, it's so far out there, it's believable.
No, it was a joke.
But
did.
it's,
My dad never did a damn piece of that kind of work in his life.
there's
Well, I
two.
was going to ask, was he at a stop when this happened, or was he driving down the road? But
No, he wasn't.
I know you've
He
clarified
was laying
this.
down.
I had a friend just passed away. Within the last 3 months, he sat down in his chair, and his mom brought him a sandwich to eat. She went in the other room to get him something to drink. Came back, and he had passed away.
My daughter.
No indication of anything being wrong. Just
Well, my daughter's husband, like I said, been married like 5 years, and he thought he had a cold, maybe flu, that kind of thing.
mm-hmm.
But even that, his throat didn't sound that bad. But they bugged him and bugged him and bugged him, his sister and my daughter. And he finally went to the doctor, and the doctor said, no big deal. About another month later, he went back, and the partner of the doctor saw him and said, I'm going to send you to an oncologist.
Not good.
Not good. No.
Yeah. And I guess the cancer had spread to his spine, and then lungs and just about everywhere. And he died real quick after that. He died in like 3 months.
That's the first time I believe anyone's ever said that in chat.
What?
Don't forget to smash that like button. Have a beer and a pizza. Or a donut, one or the other. I think it's a donut. I don't know if beer goes well with donuts or not.
You know, Gary, this is the religious aspect I'm not going to get into. But you go to the doctor, you do all this stuff, you jump through hoops, they send you through here, they do everything like this. And it occurs to me, you have no say in how you live. And when it comes to dying, we don't do that here. And again, you have no say in how you die. You have no say in being born. You have no say how you're going to live, and you have no say in how you're going to die. You know.
Yeah, a friend of mine just posted on Facebook that she's type 1 diabetic, and she finally got a doctor that will listen, and she got her injections down from a little over 700 a year, which I can't fathom that. She said she's down to 475 for the year, which that's a horrible number in my mind still. I mean, was there 365 days? You take one a day, that's 365. So if she's taking over 700, That's at least 2 shots a day. That's terrible.
Gary, your kids are getting up to when do you stop counseling as a father?
When they stop
When
asking.
they stop asking, yeah, that's
Oh, she's still asking. Lord God.
no.
My son and I talk because we're in the same field, computers, IT. And my daughter, she's selling manufacturing software for her own company.
Nice.
She owns two small computer stores also. That's how she started.
Nice.
I
My
mean,
sons, both my sons and I talk because we're both married. We're all 3 married, so you know, tough crowd, tough room. I'm gonna get
Yeah,
a
my-
substitute. Hold on. I'm gonna tag someone in. Be right back. I
and
need you to
clothes.
come in here and lighten this crowd up for me. They're awfully rough. Come on. Don't me? Huh? Whatever comes to your mind. Speak to them in Tagalog. They won't have any idea what you're saying.
Oh boy.
Oh, you're horrible, Ken.
Oh, yeah. At times I can be, I'm sure. I'll never forget something my Korean wife said to me once.
What happened? Is Mike fall off?
He didn't decide to say it, I think.
Now, it could have went one of 2 ways. I could have said, I'll never forget what my Korean wife said to me once, and then not ever say another word, meaning I forgot, but I didn't. Obviously, I have a very warped sense of humor.
If we were kidding, I would have said, yeah, he's got one on every continent.
Yeah, I do. But I had said something, and she stopped me dead in my tracks, and she says, why do you always make fun of other people? I'm like, well, for one thing, it's so easy to do, but I don't mean anything by it. It kind of made me take a step back and think a little bit. Did it stop me from trying to be funny? No, it did not.
Is that really a serious thing she's using or not?
Pardon?
Was that a serious thing she stated or
Oh
not?
yeah, she was pissed. I was making fun of Korean people, and she was pissed. So
She said, they said to me, why do you keep making fun of other people and all that? Well, you know, I thought about it and they keep making fun of me. So, and what do you want me to do?
So Sam, I don't know if you've tried to join Zoom or not. Somehow I got it to where you have to go into the green room, as it's called, and I don't know if it gives me a notification.
That's where I was at first.
I know, and Gary was there, everybody was there. I don't know what I did because I did not click on anything a while ago when I was looking in settings. I found it. I actually did find it, but the way that it was, where it was at, almost looked like you set it up when you're doing a schedule, and I didn't want to do that. So
It doesn't really matter. We're here.
That's true.
It's like the Matthew Barnes. Who cares about new drivers? We got it working. Yeah, it's working. Why worry about it?
Well, I don't particularly like new drivers, new BIOSes, just like with Microsoft stuff. Tell me what you're fixing and I might take the fix. But we have programs that I have one program that is on everybody's machine, or not the program, but programs are on the machine, but the data's not, of course. They have to use Chrome to get the program to work.
And there's obviously something wrong.
Exactly, but I don't want to pay to have it fixed because it works.
No, I mean,
What's the old saying? If it's how's that go? If it's working, don't fix it, or how's that go?
That's basically it. Yeah.
If it ain't fixed, don't broke it.
Yeah. Same difference. Yeah. Because a lot of people in this day don't think, but I mean, think about it. But we have manufacturing, we got distribution, and we got some sales. I mean, sales to, you or I, as opposed to manufacturing sales. And each one of those are used by a different person, different department, different location.
Yeah.
Some are different country.
I had a friend in Vegas. He was big on YouTube as far as watching it. He didn't do any streaming or anything. But I'm not kidding you. Every other week he would call me and say, "Hey, I don't know what's wrong with the computer. I was watching YouTube and this box popped up in my screen and said I needed to click it because I couldn't watch any more videos." And I'm like, "Randy, were you not watching a video when the box popped up?" And he was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "How many times have I told you, if you're watching a video and a box pops up, close the box, keep watching the video?" And of course his personality was, "Oh yeah, okay." And of course he'd click on the box. I don't get it.
See, that's what I say about my work, and this isn't a joke. I worry about the data. I could give a darn about the programs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, that sounds funny, but you can't. The program that's on your PC can't get back to my server. You can't even copy it there.
But the data could be copied, right?
It
If I
goes
got in,
maybe.
I have something else to go pursue here.
We do have one last defense. Shoot the son of a bitch.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. If all else fails, say hello to my little friend.
What was the name? Scarface, right?
Yeah, Scarface, Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, you let in, illegal aliens in. Look what happens. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. I was
Other
watching.
than we're live on YouTube, I'm good with it. I mean,
I know.
of course, I'll get reported. No, you're not going to believe what that Ken Stout was allowing on his channel.
Well, they're giving them 400,000 a piece or 450.
But I am up to 30 subscribers. I noticed a while ago, so that's wonderful. I just wonder if it's Laconic and that Ann girl and the other guy we keep kicking out. Probably is.
They're still subscribers.
Well, exactly. And then, like we discussed last night, once it hits 1,000 and they want to leave, no problem.
Yeah.
I haven't done the math yet to determine what year I'll hit 1,000, but I'm not even worried about it.
Well, I've been there with Doug, and he started getting a lot, started growing quite a bit since we started watching it.
Yeah, he got some help from Carrie as well, and there's no doubt he helped me out to get a couple, and there's no doubt that Mort 219 or whatever it is helped me get a couple. None whatsoever.
Part of the problem with Doug, I mean, nothing bad, but he does those things about his work, which I actually like. I seriously like watching them.
The tech
But he
tales.
he needs to do them interactively, though, 15 minutes, or, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or even,
There's very few I relate to.
and I realize he's busy, but, I watch a lot of people that say on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm going to put a new show up at 2 o'clock. And you can kind of look around for them.
Well, we all know that Carrie's going to go live at about 3 o'clock Friday afternoons on most Fridays. We know Doug's probably going to go live on Saturdays with someone around the world. I'm going to hook him up with Robert. Robert's got a little mess he needs to get taken care of.
Where'd you get the military police battalion? Oh, because you were MP.
I
Right?
was part of the 728th Military Police Battalion. Yeah. That's the cross pistols is the insignia you wear being a military policeman, and then you have your insignia for whoever you belong to, that's what the crest below it is.
No.
I'll probably never find that that comedy thing I told you about. I tried it. It's gone. I downloaded it. But how do you say the how do you guys, well, military, 82, whatever, 95. Like I said, were you in the Army? Were you
Right.
in the Armed Forces? What would you say?
I was in the okay. So if you said you were in the armed forces, I would come back with yes, I was in the Army, unless you specifically said what branch were you in.
Yeah, that. What do you say?
Yeah, the Army. And then if they, what did you do? 99% of the people that were in the military, if you ask them what they did in the military, they're going to respond with, I was a 95 Bravo. I was an 11 Bravo. I was a, I'm trying to think what a medic was. And
No, okay,
it's,
so I got enough from it. So this guy, he's the Mexican guy I showed you, that Dennis.
yeah,
He's the one that I said about, his father's a preacher and, testify, get up and say something. He's scared. I'm 12. I'm scared. I live at home. And he stood there and he said, my name is Dennis and I am an alcoholic, at 12. So he says about the military, and what I sent you is the same thing, but he did it at a club. Anybody in here, Army, and anybody in the Marines, nobody. He says, oh, that's okay, because with the Marines, the war never ends. So he says, so he says, I got together, he says, all these guys, 82 Bravos, something, shrapnel and all this, and the other guy goes, 82, whatever, Vietnam, Agent Orange. And he says, now I was a cleric, but he says, I wanted to join in Macho. 82 Bravo something, carpal tunnel syndrome, 86. That's hilarious.
and then to clarify it even more, you've got your 95 Bravo, then you've got identifiers behind that to indicate if you were in different areas of being a military policeman.
Yeah, I mean
it's ridiculous.
But this guy he's got it all down, he just
Yeah, I work both MPI, which is Military Police Investigations. I also work CID, which is Criminal Investigation Division. I enjoyed it. I liked it. And yeah, I will tell you, as a young specialist forward in the military, when I made it to the CID position, I was a little bit cocky for a little bit. I think it's just normal.
it's a police. I mean, we had like I told you, East York had the Goliaths, which were the big guys, the Trojans, the football. They took it serious, and it's a big field. And there's on the far bleachers that weren't so well constructed was another team, Lee side. Anything from Lee side, you're gonna have trouble, right? It was very serious.
Well, Robert, you need not to interrupt Blackwatch, but Doug knows all about Ubuntu routers. He does.
Just like Linux. Is your router running Linux?
So Linux is basically just another operating system?
Driven. I tried it. I couldn't figure it out. Well, I didn't want to.
I just wondered. I hear people mention it all the time. Ubuntu, or however you say it, that's just another operating system too, is it not?
Yeah, that's all. Like Unix. Some small deck machines ran Unix. Fortran based, things like that. It's just an operating system.
Isn't Linux and Ubuntu and some of those other ones, aren't they billed as being a little bit lighter than Microsoft operating systems?
Yeah, well, they are, because they're instruction driven. Microsoft Windows is instruction driven. You just don't see it. You just said you want to do this, yeah. You don't care how it does it.
Right. You just want the results.
Well, if you go into the command thing and you start putting, the file name, attribute, all that, you're bypassing the front end that they built in front of it. It's too late for I Am the God of Hellfire. Double Gates, I'm trying to think of the Led Zeppelin song. A Whole Lot of Love.
Yeah, I'm still trying. There's a Led Zeppelin song. It's two songs rolled into one. And it's the Lemon song, and
yeah,
can't remember the second half of that.
Teenage boys just go around singing that, and their mothers never got an idea what they're singing about.
And then was it Living, Loving, She's Just a Woman, and then behind that was another one. or in front of that. I can't remember. I'm really hoping that, which I don't think I ever will end up in a nursing home, but if I did end up in a nursing home, I want to be like this one guy I knew in California. He was about 87 years old. He had a desktop radio. He was 99% deaf, so you can imagine the level of volume that he played that at, and he didn't care what time of the day it was, and he didn't care if you came in and asked him to turn it down. He was going to have his music. Now, unfortunately for those of us that worked there, his music was from the 1920s and 30s, so it was rather boring,
Yeah.
but still.
You ever heard
Darren Gilholm in the house, in the room. There's a Zoom link at the 1:15. Oh, nope. I stand corrected. I see a name up here. Do we admit Darren or not?
Darren's up awake. There is no God. There is no mercy.
There he is. You just getting up? Uh-oh.
Hey, I'm up. Yes, it's 7 o'clock. Well, hot.
Getting there, isn't it?
What are they up?
Almost 8 o'clock, isn't it?
8 o'clock, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Close.
The 9 minutes to go on this one. I'm sure I'll renew it at least once. Lorna's off today, so we might have a marathon today.
Oh, God.
Are the eggs in the pot boiling, Darren?
No,
Not yet.
not yet.
We'll see what she wants. She just yelled at me right back. Okay. You alright?
BH is muted. Gary is falling off his ball.
Uh-huh.
Darren just woke up.
Yep.
Ken is beside himself and can't find the other one. And Gary. Yeah, Gary's muted.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna go to bed too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So is it getting cool over there now? I guess.
It's raining.
Raining.
Cool. Raining, cool, blowy. Oh, bad.
I don't know how you guys stand that because I've had cold rain, so there's nothing more brutal than that. And have to pump gas in it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's miserable.
Aye.
All that for 75 cents an hour.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Come on in. And there you
You don't make that much, do you?
That's when I started at. That was the wage for my godfather. The maximum wage, 75 cents an hour, he had to pay. The minimum he had. That's all he was going to pay.
Had to go in there and see what she was screaming about. My hearing kind of comes and goes.
Gas was 13.7 cents a gallon.
Oh, here we go. Come on in. Come on. We have a guest star appearing.
Hey,
Start.
she's in.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the guest host. Let me get her over here where she's focused. There we go. It's the Ken and Lorna Show. I'll speak her language, she'll speak my language.
Okay, so what do you want me to do?
Say hi to everybody.
Hello and good morning, everyone.
Hi, Lorna.
He is
I
a
got his-
makulit.
Hold on.
He's a makulit. Makulit means persistent. Makulit is in our language means persistent in English.
I can send a link to Ken for a song for you to sing.
Oh, do I have to sing?
Is it Tagalog?
Are you gonna sing?
It's from Australia. Where's Sam?
What do
Sam
you,
hasn't joined us yet.
What do you mean?
And
Is it a song?
We can't all sing together because we can only talk one at a time, and I haven't figured out how to have us run over everybody.
This is a solo one. I'll get in trouble. Never mind.
You'll get in trouble, or I'll
Why did you
get in
say
trouble.
that? And what kind of a song is that?
It's a very popular song.
Right?
All I'll say.
How popular that is? The only popular song I know is I Anything to You.
You might get a kick out of it.
I might, you know.
Not on camera. You won't. You won't.
Won't get a kick out of it on camera. Or...
Why is it that bad?
You want me to send it to you, Ken?
Sure, send it to me in an email.
That's what I mean.
I'll tell you what we've really discussed doing one time, and the day may come where this will actually happen. Johnny Cash and June Carter did a song called Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We both like the song. We sing it all the time when we're driving down the road and it's in the car.
Right.
Now, whether we have enough intestinal fortitude to do that over a live stream or not, I don't know.
I don't know either because I didn't really memorize that song, you know. I mean, I can sing a little bit of that, but not all of it.
Don't go away.
And Lorna can actually sing. She's got a beautiful voice. I cannot sing.
Good thing. No.
I can't even
no,
do...
No. He can sing. He is very good. You know, those old songs that has loud voice. I mean, what are those that you sing?
Sam Kinison, you know. Screaming and yelling at the top of your lungs.
Wait, I gotta make sure this is muted. Okay, hang on.
Oh, muted? Oh, muted?
I think the issue that's stopping us is I don't know how to have it playing to where we got the music going without catching a violation. But it's been...
Well, actually, this is not YouTube. This is Zoom.
Right, I could, but I would have... Yeah, I could shut the stream off and do that, but... I don't know. It's just been a thought. We've actually thought about doing it for a while.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yes, you're right.
I mean, believe me, if there's one note and the violation can happen, it'll happen to me. You know, you have people that play entire albums and nothing happens. I play one note and I get the violation.
Uh-oh.
So.
So no, don't you dare. Well, can you sing a little bit?
Nope.
Yes, you can.
Well, to you, because you're my wife, you accept it. I mean, that's part of the marriage contract, remember?
I don't think that breaking the ears is part of the contract.
It was. You didn't read the fine print, did you?
Nope.
Well, see, that's your problem. I read the fine print. I know all about it.
Okay, guys, I just come here to say good morning. I don't know what time is it now. Yeah, it's 1:52, almost 2 o'clock. And yeah, he's right. It's a marathon, Disney marathon, because it's a day off.
As I was saying, and I'll have to plug the headphones back in, my hearing's sometimes in and out. I heard her say something. Well, I said we were going to do a marathon, and she said it's going to be a Disney marathon because she's watching Disney on Disney Plus, and I couldn't hear what she said, so I went in there and asked her what she said, and she said it's going to be a Disney marathon. Man, that's good hearing.
Okay, so you want
I do.
refilled or you want it thrown?
Refilled.
I mean, it's not going to be hot.
Warm
Because
it
you
up.
mix it up with that cold.
No, that's fine. That's what the microwave's for.
Oh, do you want me to? Okay, I got it. Okay, guys.
No, she can really sing. She's got a beautiful voice. My youngest son, when he was visiting one time, he actually came in the room and he said, "Who was singing that song?" Because he thought it was the radio and it was Lorna. And I had to undo the headphones because I realized she couldn't hear you guys. And I know how she feels because when we talk to her brother and family in the Philippines, I will do the cordial thing and, you know, have a couple minutes of hi, hello, how's it going, or whatever. But for the most part, since I don't rap Tagalog, I don't hang around.
How much does it cost to talk over there?
I do it like this. It's free.
Oh, okay. No, it's cool.
I used
remember
to do
the old
Skype,
days.
but it just, I don't know, I just couldn't get into using Skype at all. Couldn't figure it out. Which that's odd because they're all basically the same. It's just like the DaVinci and the Wondershare Filmora that I got. There was there's steps that I was using in Wondershare that I learned in DaVinci. So it's real interactive as far as that goes.
Is Mrs. Emily?
Pardon? Yeah,
Mrs.
she went in to watch the Disney marathon.
Oh, you know, fun.
Oh,
I sent you the
she'll be
link.
back. Did you send it?
Yeah,
All right, let me put the blur on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's the blur. And check email. So I had a thought earlier today about doing a group email, but then I thought I'd have to literally send emails to everybody, say, hey, instead of sending out 5 emails to 5 different people, can I do it a group email? But I want to make sure everybody's cool with doing that. So we'll discuss that one of these days. Yeah, the email just not got here.
boy, that took a long time.
Abby May.
Yep.
How can I do this?
Get Lauren in, she'll get a laugh at you. Tell her to sing it to you.
Should I watch it first and preview it or not?
She might not get it.
Oh. So
It's
you're
a rat.
okay, hold on.
The writer of the song is under watch.
Okay, hang
Is
on.
that the music that Black was saying? Okay, kind
No,
of
so hang on, he
It's
wants
not
you-
really hot, but it's.
He wants
hot.
you to hear this song, but I gotta start the meeting again real quick.
Mm.
So what I'll do is I'll start the meeting.
Okay.
Well, we get 40 minutes for free.
For you to play that music.
We get 40 minutes to. We get 40 minutes to talk to up to 49 people, and it
Oh.
doesn't cost anything.
Okay.
But he
So
wants.
you mean to say after 40 minutes you have to
It
pay?
shuts off like it just did.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it just shuts off. So here,
Alright,
have a seat.
I got it. So what music is that?
Well, we're getting ready to find out. So as they pop back in,
Mm.
because it just hit the thing, so they're all watching the stream, and as it pops back in, then you'll see them show up down here. If it does it the same way, well, that's a terrible camera.
Ooh.
Is it connected? See it, you can tell right here. It says one participant, me. And while that's loading in, I'm going to go over here to my email. I don't end this, just enjoy the music. Okay, so you got back in without me having to approve it. I wonder why that did it a while ago.
I know how to hack things.
I don't know how it happened, but I didn't have to approve you. And I noticed on she says, I don't own this music, just enjoy. I wonder if she caught a violation for it. Because we're watching it. I just turned the volume down. I don't know if it's going out over the stream or not.
You're famous.
VH Ringer said, 4 o'clock here. Going to bed. Night all.
It's 3 o'clock, but anyway. Maybe Lauren will get a laugh out of it.
I don't know. She's sitting right here. Ask her.
What? I haven't heard yet.
You didn't. I was just playing
Well,
it.
I
I can't
heard
play
it, but-
all of it because I'll catch a copyright violation.
Oh.
Just mute the volume to us.
Actually, what happened last time, there. This last time I was playing it, and they caught it on here. So if I put that screen there, we're seeing this. That's what's going out over.
That was written by a man.
Jaron saying, "Let me in." So how did Black Watch? How did you get in? Darren, I don't see you in here. I don't have anybody waiting.
Oh, he says there. Yeah.
Yeah, it says 2 participants. You ought to be able to come right into the to the Zoom. Uh-oh. Did I do something wrong?
Yeah, I think you did.
Can you hear me, Blackwatch?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's still working.
No, but how come there?
I don't know. Darren in the chat saying,
Yeah, let me in.
let me in.
Darren's still in his PJs and his houseboat. He hasn't figured
Probably.
things out.
We're getting, we're creating a
Oh,
bunch.
he said yes.
We're
Okay,
creating a
how
bunch of.
come we cannot see you here on the screen?
Well, we would see him here.
Huh?
There, Gary's coming back. See how
Oh,
Gary?
alright.
And I didn't have to approve Gary. Gary came right in. Darren, are you saying you got a notification that says I have to let you in?
That's something weird.
Not gonna tell.
Do they have to ask permission every time they come in?
Oh.
There he is.
Where?
You can kill YouTube now and you can hear the song.
Oh,
Yep,
there
yep.
you go. There you go.
Yep.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened a while ago as to why that did that. I really don't. I would like to figure.
This is settle down. We haven't gone to bed yet.
Yeah, a while ago, everybody, when we had to restart the new one, everybody had to be approved by me to let them in, which is fine. I would kind of like that. That way, when I put the link in there and we get the Zoom bombers, I can say, okay, oh, look, we know that guy's trouble because he's been here before, and I don't have to let him in. The way it's set up right now, anyone clicks on that link, they're going to come into the room right away. So, and that's fine.
Well,
Robert's back.
We're going to bed anywhere. What do you want with YouTube? Just
This is a marathon. Darren's off. She's off. Gary, you taking?
I'm getting ready to sign up right now.
Oh, well, I was getting ready to ask her. You taking tomorrow off?
No.
Would you like me to write you a note?
Yeah.
Any?
I used to say Gary's dad.
Yeah, exactly. Please excuse Gary today. Yeah.
Yeah, I was too drunk to get the keys
All right,
in.
that's a good song. I like the rhythm. It's like a rhythm.
Well,
The ribbon? You mean the rhythm?
Rhythm.
The
Oh
rhythm.
my God, the ears needs to be.
you'll have to explain some of the words, Ken, maybe.
It's English.
I'll have to explain some of the words, maybe. I'm translating to you, free of charge. I'll do that for free.
Okay, good.
You're welcome.
Okay, y'all.
Good night, Gary. Thanks for being here.
See you tomorrow, maybe.
Yep, we'll be here. Oh, what is that? Yeah, probably I will be. I mean, geez, me live tomorrow? I don't know. I'm sure I will be.
I don't have to explain the words to you, do I?
To me?
Yeah.
Why is this not switching over? No, I'll be good. Your default speaker has changed. Audio will now be used. No, that didn't change over back to.
I'm going to get out of
There we go.
YouTube. I'm going to get out of YouTube. It's 3 o'clock there.
I can probably shut the stream down because those of us that are remaining, I've got everyone's email, so that's not a big deal.
I just shut it down.
Well, I mean, I can shut the stream off, is what I meant, and then that
No,
way.
I'm just saying it's up to you, whatever you want. I'm starting to get
Tired?
worse than tired.
Worn out? Now let me shut this down. This will be the fastest end to my stream. 2 hours and 3 minutes. Thanks everybody for being here. Good night.